Live from Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
7:09 p.m. and if you're in downtown Mobile, Alabama, you got to get sheltered now as we have a possible tornado coming in from the west. This is a new tornado warning that's just been issued moments ago. Possible tornado is very near Crichton, coming into downtown Mobile and areas near Midtown over the next few moments. This is a call to action, and this is a major call to action because this does include the largest population center in our local area, downtown Mobile, Alabama. You're under the gun from a possible tornado, and this is going to cross the delta out here just to the north of the Bayway and Causeway and potentially be a problem for Spanish Fort in about 15 minutes. So this is going to be a quick tornado warning. It's not going to last very long, but we need you to go ahead and put on a tornado helmet, something to protect your head, and get to a tornado place now if you are in Mobile, specifically downtown Mobile, areas near Crichton and Midtown Mobile. You are involved in this new tornado warning valid until 7:30 p.m. Possible tornado is going to be right in through here. Pritchard is also involved. Same thing up here, even at Chickasaw. Even though the threat is going to be a bit to the south of Chickasaw, I want you to go ahead and get in that tornado safe place now. If you're at Pritchard, Chickasaw, anywhere near downtown Mobile, Midtown Mobile, Crichton, areas near Interstate 110, which is right here, or if you're near the Africatown Cochran Bridge, which is right here, this is the Bayway, this is the Causeway, and so we need you to be in a safe place now. And if you happen to be seeing this and you're driving, you need to pull over, even if it's a gas station or a convenience store. That's better than being in a car during a tornado warning. So possible tornado is going to be right in through here, about to be at downtown Mobile, Alabama. And we need you to go ahead and put your tornado safe helmet on to protect yourself, as we could have this tornado down coming into downtown Mobile, Alabama. So again, looking at Mobile at this point, let me go ahead and switch sources here to show you the current view. This is a storm that's going to be very quick. It's not going to last very long at all, but for folks in Mobile, a big call to action at this point. Downtown Mobile under the gun from a possible tornado, and the cell is basically right at downtown Mobile, right in through here where we're looking. And let's see if the Weather Service, they're calling this a radar indicated tornado. Sometimes our radar system can get away from me. There we go. And so again, possible tornado is basically at downtown Mobile and pushing just like that. This is going to be very near the Bayway and Causeway over the next few minutes. And so we're encouraging everyone at downtown Mobile to be in that safe place. That is very near the Battleship, if you know where that is in Mobile, very near Battleship Parkway. And also areas near the Bayway, they are near the Bluegill, R&R. Also coming into Spanish Fort, you need to be in a safe place as well. This is going to cross the bay very quickly and be in Spanish Fort in a matter of moments. Getting a ground report that we've got a spotter on the ground, and he does not see a tornado on the ground with this. He's looking at it, looking up into the storm from the Causeway, apparently. And so, again, even if there's no tornado down, we need you to go ahead and stay sheltered in Spanish Fort, all the way down to, let's say, the Chick-fil-A and Target there in Daphne, right there at 64, where 64 comes into 98 in Daphne. From there north, you need to be in a safe place. And so that includes places like areas there near the Home Depot in Spanish Fort. Same thing near Taco Mama. You go up the hill, you get to the little coffee shop, PJ's I think it is, right there in Spanish Fort. All of those areas, if you know where I'm talking about, you need to be implementing your tornado safety plan right now, as we have a possible tornado crossing the southern reaches of the Mobile-Tensas River Delta coming into Spanish Fort. And this thing is racing out of Mobile County. In fact, here's the good news. It's moving so quickly, we can give Mobile County specifically a tornado all clear from this storm. It has now crossed into Baldwin County. So again, the concern is now specifically in Baldwin County, Alabama, and Mobile County all clear. So let me just stress, for those of you that just may be tuning in as of 7:14 p.m., Mobile County, Alabama, we're giving you a tornado all clear now that the cell has crossed into Baldwin County. And this is a very small tornado. Like we've been talking about over the last couple of days, these are not going to be tornadoes that last for, 30 minutes or an hour, nowhere close. But we could have a brief tornado coming into Spanish Fort. And I'll be honest with you, this is going to be very near the elementary school. They're near Spanish Fort. So this is probably going to be north of 31, coming out toward the elementary school there at Spanish Fort. We'll zoom in tight, and one of our Red Zone Weather sponsors, HRT Insurance, the office for that is right there by the Rouses, right there at Spanish Fort. Rouses, you've also got the Ace Hardware across the street there at Spanish Fort. If you know where I'm talking about and you live in Spanish Fort, Alabama, you need to be implementing that tornado safe plan now. Put on a helmet. That's not just for kids, that's also for adults. You want kids in a helmet too, but the adults, everybody needs to have on a helmet. Here's your possible tornado right here, and it's moving just like that, basically due east coming into Spanish Fort, Alabama. And quite frankly, again, this is going to be a quick deal. It probably will go away, if it hasn't already, in a matter of moments. But we've got to stay sheltered now if you're at Spanish Fort. And I would tell you this, if you live north of Spanish Fort, out toward Bromley, you need to be in a safe place as well. Out there on 225, north of town, we need you in a safe place, as we could have a possible tornado coming in from the west. It looks like this is going to be north of I-10. It looks like this is going to be well to the north of 64. And so I don't think this is going to be a problem for Daphne. So if you're in Daphne, we'll tell you that this is going to pass you to the north. But again, Spanish Fort, Alabama, you are the city under the gun from this possible tornado, and we need you to be in your safe place now. Don't play with this thing. This could be a sizable tornado, and I tell you what, that has ramped back up right there. So this is going to be very near Alabama Highway 225 in a matter of moments. I'm talking in the next few seconds, really. Out here north of Rouse's, just to the north of 31, you go down a hill and get to, there's a scenic view. You can actually see downtown Mobile right there looking in that waterway kind of across the delta. It's a beautiful view on these sunny evenings, but obviously it's not sunny now. And I tell you, if you're in that area, you probably would be able to see very heavy rain coming in from the west. And I think that this possible tornado is going to really be right in that area that I've been describing, right in through here. If you live at Spanish Main, which is one of the roads there at Spanish Fort, you need to be in a safe place. If you even know where I'm talking about, Spanish Main and Spanish Fort, be sheltered. Could have a brief tornado, and that's coming in from the west. This is probably, all right, we got a new tornado warning to tell you about. This is a new one. So a new tornado warning is just coming on the board, and this is going to be an extension of this tornado that you're looking at on the screen. I believe what they're going to do, or no, this is actually a separate tornado warning. This is a separate one north of the current one. So a possible tornado has developed here near Hurricane Landing, and that's going to be coming into Bay Minette. So we now have two separate tornado warnings, and I tell you, that thing is really ramped up. That is a possible tornado right at 225. That's going to be coming into Bay Minette. So we need to look at this quickly. This is going to be just to the north of Crossroads, the community of Crossroads. There's a large fire station. It's red, big red building right there at Crossroads. This is going to be just to the north of that red fire station. there at Crossroads on 225. And so possible tornado, you go down the hill at Crossroads and then you come back up the hill to get to the road right there by the airport at Bay Minette. And so basically the Bay Minette airport is going to be the first place under the gun. All of Bay Minette, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan now. Possible tornado has developed. This is a separate one from the one coming into Spanish Fort. And I see we got a new tornado warning. So we got now 3 tornado warnings to tell you about. This is going to be the extension for this one coming into Spanish Fort. So we have 2 tornadic circulations and we've got 3 warnings. And so this one, I apologize for the noise there in the background. That's another tornado warning coming on the board. Possible tornado is at Spanish Fort on the north side of town. This is going to be passing about half a mile to the north of Highway 31, very near Spanish Fort Elementary School over the next few moments. And we now have an extension of this. This is going to include Steelwood Country Club, Loxley, and Stapleton as well. So that's tornado number 1. Possible tornado is here on the north side of Spanish Fort, moving just like this, basically right at Steelwood. And so just to call out some of the places involved with this, Spanish Fort, Malbus, Steelwood, the Eastern Shore Center. If you live near those big broadcast towers right there on the north side of Spanish Fort, right there near Rockwell Elementary, you are now involved in this new tornado warning, and we need you to take action to protect yourself, as we could have a possible tornado coming in from the west. So that's tornado number 1. Here's tornado number 2, and this has clearly become the dominant circulation. This is the new tornado warning that just came on the board for Bay Minette. And I want to focus on it briefly. We're going to work both of these side by side. So here's Bay Minette. We have a possible tornado at Crossroads right here. Again, for those familiar with the area, you know that Crossroads is where you've got Alabama Highway 225, and that intersects with the road that goes back to Bay Minette on the south side of town. And the Bay Minette Airport is right about here. This is the Bay Minette Airport right here. So if you live near any of those areas that I'm calling out, we need you in a safe place now, as we could have a possible tornado coming into Bay Minette over the next few moments. So again, that's tornado number 2. Let's go back to tornado number 1 on the north side of Spanish Fort. And let me just say, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning that's going to include much of Baldwin and also now a part of Escambia County, Florida. So we've got Walnut Hill, Gateswood, Loxley. You've also got Phillipsville, all the way down to Lillian, involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. But again, the reason we are here, it's these 2 tornadic circulations, and clearly both of these could be producing a tornado. Here's the tornado warning that started in Mobile County, and now it has crossed into Baldwin County. Possible tornado is on the north side of Spanish Fort. And Luke, if you will, I'm joined alongside our executive producer, Luke McKinnish. We're glad that he's with us this evening. All right, we got an observed tornado on the ground. So we now have a tornado on the ground. It's going to be this other one coming into Bay Minette. This is now a confirmed tornado. So for everyone in Bay Minette, Alabama, we need you to be in a safe place right now. Don't play with this thing. Don't risk it. This is as serious as it gets, because we know that there's a tornado down. Let's see if we can see what the Weather Service is seeing. And yeah, there's debris that's being lofted. Tornado started out over the Delta. There it is. I realize that to most of you, this looks like a bucket of spilled paint. But when I see something like this on our debris tracker, this tells me that debris is being lofted high into the sky. And so what I'm telling you is this: get sheltered now if you are at Bay Minette. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground doing damage. And this is right now near Alabama Highway 225. This is going to be very near the Bay Minette Airport imminently. So a tornado on the ground in northern Baldwin County, crossing 225, coming into Bay Minette. This is going to be just making a beeline right for the airport and Bay Minette. So everybody in Bay Minette, here's what I want you to do. And if you're watching, especially on Facebook, you can help me out by doing this. If you know anybody in Bay Minette, Alabama, I need you to tag them in the comments below, and I need you to stop what you're doing and send them a text and say, hey, we've got a tornado coming into town from the west, specifically into Bay Minette, Alabama. So that's tornado warning number 2, and that velocity is just screaming. These storms really ramped up in a hurry. This is the strongest tornado signature I've seen all day, and this thing on the north side of Spanish Fort certainly means business as well. If you are near Rockwell Elementary School, also areas near Buckingham Boulevard, right there in the neighborhood, right there in the curve, you need to be sheltered. And I'm a big believer in practicing what you preach. I always say you need to text your family and friends and loved ones, and I just did that. I got some folks that live in Spanish Fort. My aunt and my uncle actually live there on the north side, right where this thing is. So they need to be sheltered, as does everyone in the northern part of Spanish Fort. We'll be able to give you an all clear in Spanish Fort in about 10 minutes, but we can't do that just yet. We're working 2, count them, 2 tornado warnings, both very serious. I think the one at Bay Minette, quite frankly, is a bit more serious, as this is producing damage at this point. This could be debris right here, and that's right over the runways of the Bay Minette Airport. So a confirmed tornado on the ground coming into Bay Minette. We need you to be sheltered now, right now, if you are at Bay Minette, Alabama. I don't care where you live. If you live on the north side of town, out on 59, or maybe on the south side of town, on 31, going down to Stapleton, be sheltered. Same thing near the schools. Same thing near the courthouse downtown, or the Walmart, or the, I'm trying to think what else is there. You've got the seafood restaurant right there by the railroad bridge. All those places in Bay Minette, it does not matter where you are, be in a safe place. Possible tornado, I should say confirmed tornado, is coming into Bay Minette imminently over the next few minutes. So let's do this. Let's kind of look at these storms together. We also should mention we do have active weather in Mobile County, but there is no active tornado warning in Mobile County. Specifically, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for the western part of the county, but the 2 tornado warnings, the only 2 in our region, are happening now in Baldwin County. And I realize we've got nasty weather in Covington and Escambia counties over here in South Alabama, but those storms are under severe limits. Flash flooding remains the biggest concern, but clearly that thing coming into Bay Minette is very strong. And I think that this is probably a large mesocyclone at this point that could still be producing a tornado, but the rotation has broadened out somewhat. Still got some debris right here. That's probably some fallout from the earlier circulation. But nonetheless, we need you to be sheltered now if you're near Bay Minette. Luke, take me back over to LD2, please. And I want to go back to that storm that's coming into Spanish Fort and Stapleton. And there's the latest radar scan. This is now at US Highway 31, where it splits off right there at the water tower and the Tom Thumb at Stapleton. Could have a possible tornado there right now. And this is going to be crossing Alabama Highway 59 over the next few moments. So it can't be stressed enough. No travel right now on Alabama Highway 59, let's say from Loxley there at the McDonald's, all the way back up to the interstate, Interstate 65. You can't be traveling right now on Alabama Highway 59. I apologize, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning and it's been a very long day tracking flash flooding, tornadoes, and everything else. But again, the reason we are here is this. We're tracking 2 possible tornadoes, one of which produced a confirmed tornado just to the west of Bay Minette moments ago. And quite frankly, the circulation now coming into Bay Minette looks a bit weaker than it did about 5 minutes ago. The Weather Service is confirming that. Still got a strong wind signature, but quite frankly, this is broader than it once was, and we really don't see a well-defined tornado signature on that. But hey, you stay sheltered. It doesn't matter. This thing can come back just as quick, and I don't want to be so specific. Everybody in Bay Minette, you stay sheltered until I give you the all clear. At this point, we can give an all clear to hurricane landing, areas near crossroads, and if you know where the river pub is, right there on the Tensas River, if you're at the river pub or areas near hurricane landing, we'll give you an all clear. The possible tornado is at Bay Minette now, along with the possibility of damaging straight line winds. Let's go back down to our storm here at Steelwood. Steelwood, if you're at Steelwood Country Club, you need to shelter now. Lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Here's some good news. We'll give you an all clear if you're in Spanish Fort. Luke, if you will shortly, when I get this back up, I want you to take me back over in a second, not yet, to LD1. And because this warning that you're looking at on the screen here for Spanish Fort is now gone, but the tornado warning out ahead of this continues, and that circulation at Steelwood continues to get stronger. There we go, taking back over to LD1. And we're working 2 tornado warnings in Baldwin County, the first of which is up here near Bay Minette. Possible tornado at Bay Minette. This is coming up 31, and this is going to be a problem potentially for Perdido and areas near just to the south of Lottie and Rayburn there in Baldwin County. The other one is at Steelwood Country Club, crossing 59, moving just like that. Again, Spanish Fort, all clear. If you're at Spanish Fort, we'll give you an all clear. The tornado threat has come to an end at Spanish Fort, Alabama. We certainly appreciate you watching if you're in Spanish Fort, but if you're in the city limits of Spanish Fort, Alabama, you're done with the tornado threat and we'll give you an all clear. You can come out of your tornado safe place, take the helmets off, you're good if you're in Spanish Fort, but you are not good right now if you are at Bay Minette. Possible tornado here at Bay Minette is pushing off to the northwest, northeast. Let's look at this. If there's a tornado down, it's going to be out here on the north side of Bay Minette, out near the aluminum plant, that new mega site that they're building on the north side of town. Possible tornado is going to be near there in a matter of moments. The cell has really kind of broadened out over the last few frames, and I'm very, very encouraged by that because I think that odds are there probably is not a tornado down with this anymore, but as a course of least regret, because we know that this thing produced damage back around hurricane landing, we need you to be in a safe place now if you're at Bay Minette or all the way up to Perdido. So right there near the railroad and Perdido Elementary School, just stay in that safe place for the next few minutes and we'll be able to give you an all clear shortly. Certainly stay in your safe place if you're near Steelwood Country Club. Good news with this, this is going to be coming out into a very sparsely populated part of Baldwin County out near Gateswood. There are some folks who live out there. I go through that area a good bit going down to Foley in that area in Orange Beach, but possible tornado is at Steelwood and it's basically moving east, going to be in Gateswood in about 5 or 10 minutes. And again, for folks that just may be tuning in, the tornado warning was canceled for Mobile County earlier, about 30 minutes ago now. And so Mobile, you are clear from an imminent tornado threat. The threat is now in Baldwin County and we have 2 separate threats. And since we just passed the bottom of the hour, I want to kind of do a reset here. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside executive producer Luke McKinnish this evening. Current time is 7:32 p.m. and the reason that we have come on the air this evening is because of these 2 tornado warnings. We do not have any other tornado warnings for any other county. Baldwin County right now is the hot spot. And looking at this, there's 2 separate cells that warrant our attention. I think clearly the most dangerous storm right now has passed Steelwood Country Club, and this is coming out towards Gateswood in the eastern part of Baldwin County over the next few minutes. We'll have to watch this because if it holds its strength, that's going to be a problem for Gateswood crossing the highway there that goes down to Pensacola. This could be a problem potentially for Molino if it holds its strength over the next few minutes. So that's something we're going to be watching over the next little bit. Quite frankly, the cell at Bay Minette has kind of fizzled, although we note there's a new circulation that's formed down here near Phillipsville, That's something we're going to have to watch over the next few minutes. Let's kind of look downwind of this. I know that we've got a lot of folks who live out ahead of these warnings. And look, if you're in Atmore, Alabama, you need to watch this because this cell could ramp back up, but right now it looks like it's trending downward. So Atmore would be in better shape if that continues to trend the way it's trending. Same thing if you are near Walnut Hill. I would watch this very carefully, but quite frankly, the cell continues to ramp down up around Bay Minette, so that's good news. This thing around or between Steelwood and Gateswood continues to show signs that it's hanging on like a hair in a biscuit, as they say, not really going anywhere. And it's certainly moving quickly, but when I say not going anywhere, that circulation is hanging on. So sometimes in these tropical situations, you can get a tornado or a circulation that will last a bit longer than, say, 10 minutes. This one has done that. Occasionally you will see that. Most of the time these tornadoes ramp up and then they ramp right back down. But this one seems to be hanging on pretty tightly as this comes out towards Gateswood. I should mention as well, we have this severe thunderstorm warning in progress until, I believe this is until 8 o'clock. Let's see, yeah, 8 o'clock for Escambia County, Florida. And so this is a severe thunderstorm warning that is ongoing for Walnut Hill, Molino, Muskogee, areas near Seminole as well in Baldwin County. And let's zoom into our tornado warning here in northern Baldwin County because again, this continues to fizzle out, I should say. I would think that the Weather Service would let this go. Yeah, just looking at the Weather Service chat, I don't think they are going to extend this northern warning, and so that would be good news. Good news for our friends at Atmore and Walnut Hill. Hopefully, this trend will continue and we won't have a tornado warning up there, but I tell you, I wouldn't be shocked if we got a new tornado warning in a little bit for Gateswood specifically. That thing is just, it's really hanging on. It may be riding somewhat of a boundary. Who knows why it's hanging on so long, but it certainly has. Let's measure. Started right about here, and now the circulation is there. So this thing has been a circulation for about 25 miles, and so that's pretty long for a tropical tornado. But again, it probably wasn't producing a tornado for that whole length, but nonetheless, for a tropical situation, it's not exactly normal to have circulation that lasts that long. And so again, for folks in Gateswood, I tell you what, I would go ahead and get in my tornado safe place if I'm at Gateswood. I realize technically you do not have a warning, but just watch right in through here because I wouldn't be shocked if the Weather Service posts a new tornado warning for those specific areas over the next few minutes. The beauty of having a centralized weather service is that everybody's on the same page about who's in a warning and who's not. I do not issue tornado warnings. That's done by the National Weather Service in Mobile. And right now we have 2 tornado warnings, one for Bay Minette, the other for central portions of Baldwin County. Let me stress, for those of you that just may be tuning in, Fairhope, Daphne, and now Spanish Fort, you are fine right now, totally fine. You have nothing to worry about in terms of a tornado. The threat has clearly passed those areas to the west. Can't completely rule out a few more tornadoes tonight, later. I realize this low-end risk is kind of annoying to say the absolute least, especially if you have kids and you have to get them sheltered. That certainly is not ideal, but it's something that we live with in this area. I see that we got a question on Facebook Live. Is this the norm around here? Yes. We have tornado warnings every month of the calendar year. So this is a way of life around here. And the reason that I started Red Zone Weather several years ago is because there was a need for rural areas to have great tornado warning coverage, just like the urban areas get on television. And so we cover every single tornado warning for 12 counties across our region. And of course, Baldwin County, the one that we've been covering, belongs to us. And so anytime there's a tornado warning for Baldwin County, we go live and stay live until the threat is over. Same thing for all the counties on your screen. We are committed to you. I'm getting some information from the Weather Service, and they have canceled one of these tornado warnings. I am not sure which one just yet. I need to wait and see before I tell you which one is canceled. Okay, it's the northern one, and yeah, that's the right call because again, that signature has just faded out. So let's give an all clear, the best news of the day, my favorite thing to do. All clear for Bay Minette. All clear for Perdido, all clear for Phillipsville, same thing at Crossroads. The northern tornado warning that was in effect for Bay Minette is now gone. And so again, the tornado warning, just to repeat, for Bay Minette, Alabama, has come to an end, and we can officially give you a tornado all clear at Bay Minette, Pine Grove, and Phillipsville. Same thing at Perdido. You're without a tornado warning, and so you can go about your business as long as you've got a way to hear more tornado warnings later. And Luke, I thought we were going to get away with this cell in central Baldwin County kind of fizzling out, but quite frankly, this thing near Gateswood continues to hold its own. This has kind of moved out of the polygon. We need to wait and see over the next few moments what the Weather Service decides to do, because there's a chance they're going to issue a new tornado warning shortly, and if they do, it's probably going to look something like that. Obviously, that's kind of an oval, but they'll issue a nice clean polygon that will include the folks that need to be included if they do this. And let's see if I can find out quickly if they're going to issue. About 10 minutes ago, they said they would let this expire, but it didn't really look as impressive at that point. So again, let's hang with it. While we wait on that, I tell you what, let's do a reset all across the region. First thing to note, I realize that we have a ton of folks that watch down around the Alabama and Northwest Florida beaches, and you've been wondering today, what in the world is all this hullabaloo about? Well, the reason we've been off and on the live stream and in the Red Zone Weather app throughout the day is we have had 10 inches of rain in communities to the north of you. All right, and there's our new tornado warning. But again, just to finish that thought, there has not been much rain or activity down around Pensacola, Navarre, or Destin. But there could be some more activity overnight. So that's what we're going to be here watching. We have a new tornado warning to tell you about. This is going to be for that area that I just mentioned. And this is going to include a part of Escambia County, Florida. And so possible tornado is going to pop on your screen in a matter of moments. Luke, if you'll take me back over to the green wall, there we go. This is going to include a part of Escambia County, Florida, and also Baldwin County, Alabama. Your polygon is going to be somewhere right in through here. It hasn't popped up on our screen just yet, but we have a new tornado warning coming for there it is, Baldwin County and Escambia County, Florida. And so this is, let's tell you who's involved in this first. Walnut Hill is out to the north. Here's Walnut Hill, McDavid, areas near Barth, also Molino, McKinnon, and Gateswood. You are involved in this tornado warning. And if you've been watching our live stream, you know that we've been talking about these areas for the last 10 minutes. You had an early heads up. Well, now it's the real deal. We need you to go ahead and put a tornado helmet on, something to protect yourself, as we could have a possible tornado right here crossing the highway at Gateswood, right there at the fire department, about to cross the Perdido River and get into Escambia County, Florida. And so on that trajectory, this is going to be an issue for State Highway 97 in about 10 minutes or so. So again, a new tornado warning has just come on the board for part of Baldwin and Escambia County there in Florida, not Escambia County, Alabama. And just to be clear, that tornado warning that was in effect for Bay Minette is not going to be extended into Atmore. And so that one is off the board. The new tornado warning is down here, and it's specifically this cell right here, about to cross the Perdido River very near McKinnon over the next few minutes. Luke, if you'll go over to LD2, please, and show you a wide view across the region. You can see that we've had a lot of lightning over the last 10 minutes or so. These are very loud and proud thunderstorms that continue to very slowly drift off to the southeast. I mean, they are taking their sweet time, as they say. And that's not good because, unfortunately, it means that the flash flooding risk is going to continue. While we're over here, let's just look at this, and then we'll come straight back to the tornado warning. Storms in Covington County continue to produce heavy rain near Carolina, Pleasant Home, Opp, Andalusia. Also areas there near Damascus and Escambia County. Storms in East Bruton, Riverview, McClellan, Roberts are loud and proud, but those are under severe limits. You've also got storms near McCullough, Huxford, Alabama Highway 21, and Porch in the western part of Escambia County, Alabama. And, of course, in Mobile County, across the bay from our tornado warning. There's no tornado warning now for Mobile County, but you've got a lot of lightning, heavy rain, and maybe even gusty winds out toward Big Creek Lake in Mobile County. But the reason we are here, and let's stay with this, it's an active tornado warning, and it's in effect for Gateswood, areas near the Perdido River, McKinnon, and areas south of Walnut Hill. If you're at Walnut Hill, you're not involved in this tornado warning. Just to be clear, Walnut Hill is out. Same thing at Bratt, same thing at Burnville. You're out. You are not involved with this. Way up there near the Alabama state line, you are not included. If you're at Bratt, Walnut Hill, or even Burnville, Burnville is not included in the tornado warning. But you are included if you're at McDavid, Barth, also Molino, all the way down to Molino right there at the Tom Thumb gas station. There's a peanut stand right there as well. No driving right now on Florida State Highway 97, extending from the school at Walnut Hill back down to Molino. Do not be driving. If you live near that stretch of roadway, put on a helmet, something to protect yourself as this tornado signature continues to hang on. It's about to cross the Perdido River back over to LD1. And let's see if the Weather Service is... Yeah, if you'll take me back over to LD1, please. The Weather Service continues to call this a radar-indicated tornado, meaning they don't see debris that's being wafted. However, there's enough evidence there to support a potential tornado crossing the Perdido River. Now, if you haven't noticed, these things are moving quite quickly, thankfully. The storms today overall haven't been moving quickly, but the tornadoes are actually moving fairly quickly indeed. And so that is a good thing. We can give an all clear at this point to areas near Steelwood Country Club, Stapleton as well, along with Holly Hills. You are behind the active tornado warning, and we'll give you an all clear specifically in those areas. But again, the possible tornado is on the Baldwin, Escambia County, Florida line coming into Escambia County, Florida. And we could have a possible tornado imminently near McKinnon. That thing just continues to hang on right here. It's about to be at McKinnon in a matter of moments, and this is going to be a problem for Florida State Highway 97. So again, we're calling no travel at this point on Florida State Highway 97, extending from Walnut Hill back down to Molino. If you're at McKinnon, McDavid, or at Bogey, we need you to be in a safe place. Right now, as we could have potentially a tornado down coming in from the west. All right, Luke, if you'll take me over to LD2, please. So there's your tornado warning in the middle part of your screen. We also should mention we have just about everybody's got a flash flood warning at this point. Everyone away from the coast, that is. If you're down around the coast, you're wondering what in the world's going on. It's storms to your north. And eventually, as we get into the overnight hours, I do think that there will be some storms down to the south as well, around the coast. But quite frankly, it's not going to be anything like what's going on further inland where we've had these horrible flash flooding issues. All right, back over to LD1, please, sir. And again, this thing is now in Escambia County, Florida. Tornado warning for McKinnon. Possible tornado coming into McKinnon, Florida over the next few minutes. And look at the National Weather Service. They have canceled Baldwin County. So here's some great news. If you are in Baldwin County, Alabama, you get an all clear. No matter where you are in Baldwin County, you are now done with the tornado warning. The possible tornado is clearly now in Florida, and we could have a possible tornado imminently at Bay Springs and McKinnon. This is to the south of Walnut Hill, and it's not going to affect Walnut Hill. It's too far south. This is also not going to affect Pensacola. This is well to the north of Pensacola. If you look on the map, here's Pensacola. This thing is 30 miles to your north, and it's fizzling out, which is good. It seems to be weakening a bit, but it's hanging on to the point that the Weather Service believes that a tornado warning should continue over the next few minutes, specifically in Escambia County, Florida. And so again, this is a very tight circulation, or it was anyway. It's kind of broadened out somewhat, and it continues to broaden out on the latest scan. So hopefully this thing will continue trending down, and we'll be able to go without the tornado warning in the next few minutes. I see separately, Luke, if you'll go over to LD2, we have a new, this is not for our area, but we have 2 new tornado warnings over in Jackson County, Florida, to the northeast of Mariana. So 2 possible tornadoes there. This is very near the Chattahoochee River, over to the south of Dothan. Back over to LD1, just wanted to mention that briefly. We're tracking a possible brief tornado coming into McKinnon. And I say brief because this thing has likely not been down. It could drop a tornado at this point, but what's that? Okay, that's okay. Thank you for letting me know. And by the way, if you'll kind of watch those comments on your phone and let me know if you see anything. I should mention as well, we certainly appreciate all of your reports throughout the day. Thank you so much to everyone who has sent in ground truth reports. That means a lot to us. And again, this event is not quite over just yet. We're going to continue to have flash flooding into the night, but I think potentially this could be the final tornado warning of the night. Now, that's not to say that you don't need to have a way to hear urgent weather warnings tonight, overnight. You certainly do. You've got to have a way to have something to wake you up. But there is a chance that this could be the final one, and that thing continues to broaden out. This thing has really ramped down in a hurry, and I see we've got a new flash flood warning. A new flash flood warning has just been issued. So let's see who's going to be included in that. Luke, if you will take me there, please, sir, because I've got to see exactly who is involved in this new flash flood warning. They are going to reissue one of these flash flood warnings that previously was in effect, and it's because we got storms coming in from the north, basically moving through Mobile, Bay Minette, Bruton, Flomaton, Atmore, and Andalusia right now. This is round 2 of 2. And again, hopefully this will be the final tornado warning of the evening. Broad circulation at McKinnon. It may or may not be producing a tornado at this point. Could be, but quite frankly, I kind of doubt it as this thing has kind of trended down. But hey, nonetheless, we need you to stay in your safe place at McKinnon and McDavid over the next few minutes. This is going to be near Florida State Highway 97 over the next few minutes. Possible tornado is there, moving just like that. Let's see what time. This ends technically at 8:15. I suspect this will be canceled before that. And so I don't think this is going to be extended across the Escambia River into Santa Rosa County based on the signature. You still may get some gusty winds on the leading edge of this thing, but quite frankly, again, the circulation just is not what it once was, and that's what we want to see. So again, stay in that safe place if you're at McKinnon, Bogey, McDavid. Here's some good news. We can give Molino an all clear. The polygon has been trimmed back down here, and Molino is now out of the tornado warning polygon. So that certainly is some good news. And again, Walnut Hill, this thing is passing to your south. Same thing at Bratt and Burnville. The tornado warning never included those areas, but areas near McKinnon are included, near Florida State Highway 97. Yeah, and that signature just continues to go away. That is what we like to see. Anytime we have a tornado warning, it continues to go away. So hopefully that trend will continue. We're going to keep watching it over the next 5 minutes, but I suspect in a matter of moments, I'll be able to give you a tornado all clear. Still going to get some rough weather, loud and proud storms, but I think the tornado threat will be over. And so let's kind of work the region for a second. For the first time today, it seems like, West Alabama is dry. We have dry conditions in Thomasville, Jackson, Grove Hill, Monroeville. All of the storms are now to the south, lined up from Big Creek Lake in Mobile County through downtown Mobile and over here to our tornado warning. There's still circulation there, but I suspect we will see a cancellation shortly if these trends continue. The latest scan continues to show weakening, and that's what we are rooting for. As this comes into areas near Florida State Highway 97 and also US Highway 29 over the next few minutes. I should mention as well, we do have an ongoing tornado watch for areas to our east near Dothan and Panama City over the next few minutes. That watch is in effect until 11 p.m. tonight. And there are 2 tornado warning circulations just to the southwest of Dothan, or southeast, I should say, of Dothan, Alabama, very near the Chattahoochee River. Flash flood warnings continue for much of northwest Florida, from basically Pace and Milton up here to Century and Jay. Flash flood warnings in effect there, but the latest scan shows more weakening. And so we are getting to the point now where we should get a cancellation imminently. And what the Weather Service is doing, they've been so good about issuing these flash flood warnings. Sometimes it's a bit tough to keep up with everything that's going on there in their weather office, but I suspect they're looking at this strongly and thinking that they may cancel it imminently. But hey, just as a course of least regret at McKinnon and Bogey and McDavid, hang out in that tornado-safe place for the next few minutes. I really think it's going to be in the next 2 to 3 minutes, hopefully, that they decide to go ahead and cancel this thing. If you look up here at Bay Minette and Atmore, there is no circulation. I mean, that one just totally went away, and that's exactly what we want to see. This was a kind of a quick-hitting storm for Baldwin County, and it triggered, I believe, 4 tornado warnings, but it clearly seems that this storm has kind of lost its luster, per se, over the last number of minutes, and it certainly looks like there's no active tornado in Escambia County, Florida. But again, as a course of least regret, you got a tornado warning for the next few moments. Just hang out in that safe place, and we'll be able to give you an all clear. If you missed it shortly, or I should say if you missed it a minute ago, we gave an all clear previously to Baldwin County, and shortly we should be able to do that for Escambia County, Florida, specifically near areas like McDavid and Bogey very shortly. Just looking at a few other things here. Heavy rain is about to start near Robertsdale, Foley, Magnolia Springs, Weeks Bay, Lillian, Seminole as well. But again, the reason we are here, it's this. It's a lingering tornado warning, and there's just nothing there. Could have some gusty winds, but quite frankly, it looks like the tornado signature has kind of fizzled out. If there is a remnant circulation, it would be right there near 97 on the north side of McKinnon, coming toward McDavid. And they are hanging on to this warning. It's technically in effect until 8:15, but this is going to be out of the polygon by then, so something's got to give over the next little bit as this continues to work toward US Highway 29 over the next few moments. Let's show you a wide view across the region. We're coming up on 8 p.m., and this is a band of thunderstorms that extends from Opp and Andalusia, also areas near Damascus and eastern Escambia County, back down to Mobile County. It's producing quite a bit of heavy rain, and it's going to continue to slowly, very slowly, move toward Pace and Pensacola and Destin, along with Navarre, over the next few hours. And so it's going to be a slow process. We'll be posting updates frequently in the Red Zone Weather app, as we've been doing all day. And I think there's a pretty good chance that that may be our final tornado warning of the night. And so again, if you are just now tuning in, it is 7:58 p.m. on this Thursday, June 18th. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, joined alongside executive producer Luke McKinnish has been with us all day. We're certainly very gracious that he has been here. And again, the reason we are here as we approach 8 p.m. is this. It's a tiny tornado warning polygon, and it's in effect for the next few minutes for the north central part of Escambia County, Florida. Quite frankly, it looks like there's nothing there. But as a course of least regret, we encourage you to hang out in that tornado hiding place for the next few minutes, and we are optimistic that the Weather Service will go ahead and let this go any moment now. And so it's just kind of we're in kind of a holding pattern here to see when they will do that. But again, just looking at this, it certainly seems like the imminent tornado threat has come to a close. Now, with that said, just know you're going to get some nasty weather coming across the Escambia River shortly in Brownsdale and New York, along with Chumuckla and Jay. And I see that we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning. And so this is going to be a continuation. A new severe thunderstorm warning has just come on the board, and it's going to include Santa Rosa County. And I think this is the right call. And yeah, they're going to cancel the tornado warning. So what they're doing, they're going to continue the severe thunderstorm warning into Santa Rosa County, and they're going to cancel the tornado warning. And so instead of a tornado warning, we're going to have a severe thunderstorm warning issued for northern Santa Rosa County. And again, I think that's the correct call, no doubt about it. With a signature like what we're seeing, there's just no evidence of a tornado there. But there is evidence that there could be some gusty winds, perhaps up to 60 miles an hour, and so it's appropriate that they would want to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. And so that's what the National Weather Service in Mobile has opted to do. It is now 9 p.m. in the east. It is 6 p.m. out west, and it's 8 p.m. here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, where we have been tracking a possible tornado in Baldwin County and in Escambia County, Florida. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson alongside Luke McKinnish, and at this point, I am thrilled to say we have no active tornado warnings for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida. So again, just to repeat, we're giving you an all clear in northern Escambia County, Florida, near McKinnon, McDavid, Bogey, Pine Barren, and Bluff Springs. You are now out of the tornado warning, and it's been replaced by a severe thunderstorm warning that's going to go into Santa Rosa County. So you could have some loud thunder, very heavy rain, torrential downpours, in fact, maybe winds up to 60 miles an hour, although that's a bit questionable, coming into Santa Rosa County over the next little bit. We're going to continue to track storms in the Red Zone Weather app over the next few hours. And keep in mind, I realize that a lot of folks want to see us live all the time, but we simply, I don't think that's really wise to do, to be honest. It kind of devalues when you do go live. And so because we don't have any tornado warnings, we're going to go back to covering storms in the app. That's what we do. And if you want to see our updates, we're posting updates, sometimes 10 times an hour in some cases. So plenty of updates coming in the Red Zone Weather app. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, joined alongside Luke McKinnish. We'll be tracking storms in the Red Zone Weather app, and we will bring you the latest as we know more. So again, watching a severe thunderstorm pushing into Santa Rosa County. We will see you soon. Hope you have a good evening.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.